In this lesson, we're going to learn how to create a custom game folder for our CryEngine projects. So to start out, let's go ahead and go to our CryEngine SDK folder. And inside of this, you're going to see your game folder. And whenever we create a level inside of CryEngine, it's going to create it inside of our levels folder in our CryEngine SDK game folder. And we don't want to have tons and tons of levels inside of our CryEngine SDK folder. Sometimes we want to write to a separate folder altogether just to kind of keep things clean. So what we need to do in order to start this process is go ahead and go to CryEngine SDK, and at the bottom you're going to see the system.cfg. Now if this doesn't have an icon to open anything up, you can go ahead and just right click and open with, and then you can choose Notepad or something like that. So in my case I'm using Notepad. So double click on it and it's going to bring up Notepad here, and we just need to change a single line of code. And that single line is going to be right here under the set current game folder, and we're going to change the sys_game_folder, and we need to type in the path in which we want our new game folder to be. Now before we can actually get the path, we need to create this new game folder. So let's just minimize that for just a moment, and let's go to our C drive, and I've created a folder called custom game folder. So in this we're not going to have anything. We don't have a game folder, we don't have anything just yet. So what we want to do is go ahead and go to CryEngine SDK and copy this this game folder into our custom game folder. Excuse me there. So let's go ahead and copy this, and let's go to custom game folder, and then we're going to paste that in, and it should go ahead and take just a couple of seconds. And once that has fully pasted in here, we should be ready to go to change that file path. Alright, so with this I'm going to double click on it and just make sure that it shows up as C custom game folder game. So I'm going to click on that, copy, and then let's go back to that system config file in our Notepad, and let's just change this line right here. So just paste that in, and you should see C:/ custom game folder / game. So we'll save this. So go to File, Save, and then we'll close that down. And then all we have to do at this point is go ahead and open up our CryEngine SDK. So to do that, let's go back to our C drive, CryEngine SDK. Let's go to bin64 and open up the editor. Now this is going to come up and give me just a moment to log in, and I'll see you in just a second. So once we have CryEngine SDK up and we have the editor open, you should see right down here on the status line, you should see game folder, and that should give us the path that we've just created. So C custom game folder / game. So now if we create a new level, let me go ahead and go to File, New. I can create any level name that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and call this custom game. Let's give it a height map resolution and hit OK. And we'll hit OK on that, and we'll see our level here that's been created. I'm going to do File, Save As, and now whenever I save my files, it's going to write all of my files to this custom game folder / game. Okay, so then we have levels and then custom game, and now we can just call this custom game.cry. We'll save that, we'll replace it, and there you go. So now whenever you begin working on your project, you no longer have to worry about overwriting any of the files in your original game folder, and now you can work into a custom game folder. Okay? Alright, so that's how we can create custom game folders inside of the CryEngine SDK.